Hello, everyone. How are you today? So, here we go for our learning target. We're going to talk about the meaning of zero and the meaning of nothing and the idea of opposites. So, we're going to go over both of these things. Let's start with our opposites. Two things have to be true in order to be opposites. One, every number has an opposite. Zero is its own opposite. Just throwing that out there. Zero is the opposite of zero because, it's not positive, it's not negative, it's just right there in the middle. So if you're talking about eight, eight is located 8 spaces from zero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 8 is also 8 spaces from zero, but in a different direction. It's to the left instead of being to the right. So start at 0. Move 8 units to the right to locate positive 8. So the opposite of 8 means to go back to 0 and go to the left 8 spaces. So that's how you find 8 and negative 8. Why are they opposites? They're in opposite directions but have the same distance from 0. All right, the next one is the meaning of nothing. If you have access to a printer, this might be a good thing to print out. If you don't, no worries. Just read it very carefully. The meaning of zero. Sometimes it's very difficult to understand nothing. It's very difficult. I know it doesn't sound difficult. It sounds silly, but we're talking about the meaning of zero. So in terms of this problem, what does zero mean? That's something that if you were in class, you would be hearing me say quite a bit. And you probably already have if you've been there when we made those number lines last week and earlier this week. It says often zero doesn't mean nothing or no items to count. It can. I have $0 cash in my purse. Okay, that means I have no items to count in my purse. No money to count in my purse. Zero could mean that something is staying the same. There's no change in it. For example, the temperature today, it's cold and rainy out. Not cold, but it's raining outside. Maybe the temperature will stay the same all day. And so zero can mean different things. So we have some examples. If you're talking about 100 feet above sea level, well, in that problem, zero means sea level. Look at the language to the right. 32 degrees Celsius below zero. Zero in that problem means 0 degrees Celsius, which is the freezing point of water in Celsius. A withdrawal of $25. Zero means that the account would stay the same. There was no withdrawals or no deposit made. The account staying the same. Because most of the time at a bank, they won't let you have $0 in that account. It would shut down. It would close automatically. In football, a gain of 5 yards. I'm a big football fan, so a gain of 5 yards means positive 5. But in the terms of zero in that problem, it means no yards gained, no yards lost. You go back to where you started originally. That's called going back to the line of scrimmage. For those of you who play football, that might make sense. A loss of 5 pounds would be negative 5. Zero doesn't mean nothing. It's your starting point. If I go on a diet and I want to lose some weight, then if I lose 5 pounds, okay, that means negative 5. But if zero doesn't mean I don't weigh anything. It means that I go back to wherever I started from. I haven't gained weight, but I haven't lost any. So it's kind of like maintaining. All right. So on today's activity kind of goes over those two ideas of opposites and the idea of what does zero mean. The idea of zero can come from here on this slide 5. Go up a slide and read those if you need help. 100 feet above sea level. Look to the writing to the right to explain what zero means. To locate and label on a number line. So if we're going to talk about 9, what would be the opposite of 9? So you would just take this little thing and you would move it to the opposite of 9, which is negative 9. And you drop your point. Locate negative 2. So the opposite of negative 2 would be positive 2. So you're just locating the opposite of the numbers given. Opposite of 4, -4. And you would drag over this data point. The opposite of -7 is +7. So that's all you have to do on this assignment. Now you're finished with that one. Then you go down here and you type in, what does 0 mean in terms of this problem? And again, every example is up here on slide 4. Just read it again. All right. This time, on the next one, read each situation carefully and answer the questions. On the number line, locate and label a credit of $15 and a debit from the same amount. And then down here, you're going to type, what does 0 mean in terms of that problem? So let's go ahead and do that. 0 means the bank account stays the same. Doesn't mean you're broke. It means your bank account stays the same. And you might need to adjust that little text box. You can do that by just dragging it over a little bit. And then your other part of this assignment, we did it last first. The other part of this assignment is you are going to take this number line and you're going to create and count by 5s. We talked about that in class. And so then you have +5 means goes to the right. And then you take your -5. I'm sorry, I thought that was 5. My eyes are deceiving me. Sorry. Now I got to move it. On these, sometimes, watch here. If you zoom in, this is going to help me because I am blind as a bat right now. It helps if you, it really does help if you zoom in. So I've zoomed in to about 100 on that one, just so I can see exactly where to put my data points. And then you locate 5, which is to the right of 0, because we're counting by 5s. And then you go 10. And then you go 15. And then you count in a negative way, -5, -10, -15. So you're going to drag over your little number line that you've made here, now that you've completed your number line. And now you're going to, now that you've labeled it, you're going to put a credit. Well, a credit means extra credit. Your grade goes up. A credit means your bank account goes up. A withdrawal means that your bank account goes down. That means that you take money out and your bank account goes down. So that's all you have to do. And then what does 0 mean? 0 means the bank account stays the same. So you're going to do that again, and you're going to use these data points and locate it on your number line. And then what does 0 mean in terms of this problem? The next one does not have a number line for you to complete. It says write an integer. A proton represents, it's going to do that every time. A proton represents a positive charge. Write an integer to represent 5 protons. So you would type your answer here. 5 protons is +5. And an electron would represent 3 electrons, or a negative charge. So what would be 3 electrons? So you would do 5 is the proton and -3 is your electrons. All right. And then finally, you have an exit slip for today. So I will be grading this to make sure that you're picking up what I'm throwing down. Can you make the number line? And then in terms of this problem, what does 0 mean? Again, all of that information is up here on slides 3 and 4, being able to locate those on the number line, create your number line, and all that stuff. I hope you have a blessed day. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you. I hope all of you are well.